Hey guys, today I've got some special guests here. Their specialty is different to what I'm used to. It's arm wrestling. Something interesting is we're all pretty much the same. I don't want to do that against you. Let's do it.
You got the end. You're in the bookend. So.
Right, okay. I don't know what it's meant to look like, but this is Ryan Bowen. He's the Australian champion, so he's number one in his weight category, which is the 100 or 105 class, and number 2 overall. And then we've got Ethan Tunstall, who's a young up-and-comer. He's 20 years old, and in his age group, he's number 1 in Australia, but working towards that top 10 rank, which I have no idea about this sport. I'm going to give him an arm wrestle today, and you guys are going to see. Now, something that I told them both is, you're probably going to make me look like a bitch on the table. So I need to settle the scores, and I'm going to bench press with these guys as well. So what I do to them in the bench today, they're probably going to do the same and worse on the arm wrestle. We've got an arm wrestling table, is that right?
Yeah, the arm wrestling table's on the way, probably about half an hour away.
Right, so when that comes, they're going to put me through my paces, and we're going to see just a totally different level of strength. So as far as I know, the strength that I have here with weights has nothing to do with the stuff that they do. Do you do much stuff with weights, boys?
I'm dipping my toe in. That's part of the reason why I'm here, just to learn from you, just because I've gone so far into the specific strength of arm wrestling for 10 years, and I've never trained my fundamental base power. And I've kind of
so no bench pressing, no rows, but you do weights specific to arm wrestling.
Yeah, sideways, all this weird stuff that people give me weird looks in the gym.
This stuff is strange. When the way he's moving his hand, it's just like, it looks really technical. I quite like it. And actually, I'm really fascinated, and who knows where this may lead me. I've quit powerlifting.
Yeah, well, you know, Larry, he's crossing over.
It's funny you say that. He just showed me a video, which I'm going to post probably right now, of him beating Larry Wheels in a second. To him, that's just like, it's no surprise, because being strong with weights has nothing to do with arm wrestling. But to me, it's like, that guy's one of the strongest men on the planet. So anyway, I'm super intrigued with today. We're going to start with bench press session. Or not just bench press, we'll do an upper body session. We're just going to do a few techniques. And then they're going to take me through my paces. Let's do it. Like, I look at you posturally, and I look at the way that your upper body, the mobility in your upper back, and that kind of changes the way that I'm going to get you.
Honestly, talking about that, like, I have been, due to arm wrestling, I became so kyphotic.
Yeah.
I've only been benching for like 2 weeks, and already in 2 weeks,
yeah,
like just with the auxiliary stuff, or whatever we're calling, what are ancillary
exercises.
There we go.
There's so many different names, it doesn't really matter. Accessory exercises, supplementary movements.
But like, I think I still have bad posture, but this is like so much better than what it was just a month ago.
The fact is, there's not really good and bad posture. So that posture is probably good for your sport.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So therefore, why do we call it bad posture? But my objective with my strength work is not to look at what you're already doing. Okay. So it's like I take on a rugby player or a martial artist, and I don't teach them how to play rugby or fight. They're doing plenty of that. And I don't teach them how to do more of this, like the attributes that they're able to develop by playing their sports in here. That's pointless. What I want to do is find the things that you're not working when you're competing or when you're training specificity, and I'm going to strengthen that so that you can, I guess it's like working towards longevity in your sport. Yep. So it's about joint health, it's about being strong kind of everywhere, to give you a better weapon, a better tool, which is your body, so that you can go and attack it with as much specificity as you want. One of the biggest problems in my sport, which is powerlifting, is too much specificity leads to a lot of weak points. And potential for injury, and slows down long-term progression. What happens is, people talk about plateauing. The people that I work with, we're not really old enough to plateau, so I don't want to say there's no such thing as not plateauing, but we haven't plateaued yet. Okay. And speaking to someone like Ed Cohen, you may have heard of him, greatest powerlifter of all time. We were asked the question in one of our presentations one time, what age do you plateau? And his answer was, you shouldn't. Yeah. There's always a weak point to work on, right? So you're working on your strength in your arm wrestling. I'm not here to work on your strength. You got plenty of that, and you know how to do that. And by the sounds of it, you've been working with someone else that works specifically on your strength too?
Yeah, Lachlan Adair, who is the #1 ranked arm wrestler in the country, he's come from a powerlifting background. He understands strength a whole lot more than I do. Yeah. I'm somewhat trusting him on guiding me on the day-to-day. He's not your level coach, but he's way above me. So he's guiding, and he knows and understands
strength specific to powerlifting.
Yes.
And strength specific to arm wrestling. And I'm going to give you strength specific to whole body strength.
Beautiful.
There's a few ways that I like to do this. Firstly is to ask you, how do you do it?
You want me to just show you what I do?
Just so that I can. The fact is, when I'm teaching someone how to bench press, everyone knows to push the heavy thing off their chest. I don't want to tell you to push the heavy thing off your chest. And there's lots of other things that you may be doing correct. So if I say to do it, you might already be doing it and it might just confuse you. So what I like to do is see what you're doing, see some of the, a couple of cues that I can help you with, that I want you to focus on, rather than just giving you a shopping list of things to do.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of the times I don't like to demonstrate first. The only time I demo first is if someone comes to me with a major injury or something like that, and it's like, I need to do it properly. I go blank canvas. But for most people, you show me first, and then we're going to work with that. So there's no right and wrong here, right?
Yep.
Let's just pump out 10 reps, just pump them out, pump them out. See the thing that I see, okay, put it down, rack it. Now, stay there. The first thing that I see is you got real tight hip flexors, right? What I'm looking for is the feet to go further back than this. So here's some of my landmarks. I want the foot to be 45 degrees. So where you are, we could make that a little bit more aggressive by bringing your feet further back. It's going to lift your heel slightly higher. So the way that I achieve that, what that does is it tilts your pelvis.
Yep.
So you're basically putting your legs back here, which creates more of an arch in your back, right? But some people that have such tight hip flexors, which I can see with you, it has no carryover at all.
Yep.
So that's what I wanted to see. Can I bring your feet further back?
I will certainly admit that I have no idea how to engage my legs to help this thing go up.
Yeah.
Like when I've been...
It's a real simple one. All you do is lock your feet in place and push your heels down. That's it, right? So where you are, your feet aren't far back enough to get that leverage.
Gotcha.
Right, so the way to get your feet far back enough is slide back a little bit further, get your head off the bench, good. Now bring your feet back a couple inches, good. Now we keep them there, and the objective is to push your heels down towards the ground, right? You're going to feel it real tight here. I can see you already got tight hip flexors, and it's up from here. So here it's uncomfortable, but that's not injury pain.
Yeah.
So push downward pressure from now. Now slide in and maintain this downward pressure. Good. Keep coming. Take that. Lift a little bit. Keep coming. Keep coming. Good. Eyes behind the barbell. Good. Now your feet are about 45 degrees. Can we see that on camera? Good. Now push the heels downwards, right? So that pushing the heels downwards, that's externally, anteriorly rotating the pelvis. Now we've got more of an arch here, which is going to be uncomfortable, but that's fine. Now from here, you're arching here, but now I want you to force an arch up here as well. So squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. Don't worry about the thing in your hand. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. Now maintain that shoulder blade position. Push your heels down, maintain that, and relax the arms and grab the bar. Now, while your hands are on the bar, think about this squeezing back and down, and keep that back and down. Good, now, don't push it off, allow me to unrack it, squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. Don't use your pecs, use your triceps to lock it out and hold that bar, and squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. Good, now heels down, now lower it here. Good, don't try and tuck your elbows, they'll naturally tuck. Okay, push those heels down, good. Straight down, straight up. Good. Okay, already a little bit better. Cool. Right. Woo. Uncomfortable, right? There's a few other things that I'm going to show you to do, which will make it probably more uncomfortable, but stronger.
Yeah, like I said, I've been benching for no more than 3 weeks, and already I feel it fixing my posture.
Yeah.
Man, like that was an effort.
Totally. So that's the thing that I find with a lot of people is I teach the arch to even non-competitive benchers because it teaches awareness of, it's called thoracic extension. It's how to pick up your chest. So when you hear the cue chest up, it's not a chest movement, it's a back movement. And it's in particular that part of your spine, so your upper back, is the opposite of what you're doing arm wrestling.
Yep.
But what most people are doing in front of the computer, on the phone, or whatever, this is what creates this type of a posture. So it's not, you don't want to say good or bad posture because it's suitable for what you're doing.
Yep.
But in terms of lifting heavy objects with your shoulders, a lot of like overhead lifting and pushing exercises needs this chest position or shoulder blade position, spine position to set your shoulder blades where we want them to go. Because if you're rounded forward and you're trying to like put your hands overhead now, right? Pull further back, further back, further back. It's hard for you to get there because you need thoracic extension first, right? So this bench, arching your upper back is going to help with that, right? So,
honestly, I'm excited about that because I've for 10 years been so kyphotic, and I think not only as an arm wrestler, but I think health-wise, it's just been chronically unhealthy.
Well, does it hurt?
It hurts. I think day-to-day stuff, twisting, repetitive stuff. It does.
So it's a loss of mobility.
Yeah.
Right. So that's right. Day-to-day tasks tend to feel a little bit more difficult. So that's all we're going to try and do is make your body more able to do other tasks.
Have you noticed my range of motion on my left and right? Left,
No.
which doesn't arm wrestle.
Right.
Straight, right.
You can't lock it out.
No, that's
it's just
it.
so thick and
so
strong. You've built up
the elbow joints.
all of the connective tissue is stronger and thicker.
Yeah.
So it's just like when I do a squat, for example, I have to hold the bar from collar to collar because I've got so much years of bench pressing. There's so much tension around my shoulders now. I've lost a huge amount of mobility. It's bad for life, but it's great for benching. So that elbow might be bad for life, but perfect for arm wrestling.
Good for open arm top row.
Yeah. So I'll show you now what I'm after. Okay. So where you were, your feet were kind of like not far back enough, and it's like, where do I push from here? But when you come back and you're able to bring your feet further back, so as I said, the sole of the foot roughly 45 degrees. So this is loose. Now, pushing the heels down, arches the hell out of your back. Now when we arch our back, it arches our lower back. We want to match that in our upper back. So what I do is I use the bar and I squeeze my shoulder blades back and down. Now if you see my grip is wider than yours. Okay, so I was teaching, to not flare your elbows. Sorry, to not tuck your elbows so much.
Yep.
If you read anywhere, any text, it'll say tuck your elbows in a bench press.
Yep.
Correct, you should. But what a lot of people do is they go, I should tuck my elbows in a bench press, and all of a sudden they do this and it becomes this horrible tricep exercise.
Yep.
It's not. Yeah, I want them tucked relative to this, but that's tucked.
So just go
That's unnecessary.
As long as you're squeezing your scapula back.
When you're, so one part of the body moves, there's another movement down the line, right? So when we arch our back, so do it now, arch your back as hard as possible. Good. Where did your shoulder blades go?
Yeah, together.
They went together and it's just what happens. You don't have to think about it so much. So extension of the spine, so arching your back, is paired with retraction and depression of the scapula, which is back and down. That's also paired with external rotation of this bone. So when that's all happening right, the elbows will naturally tuck.
Yep.
You don't have to force more tuck, that's just weak. Okay, so if you watch what I'm doing again, okay, so here's the setup rules. Now I'll give you the shopping list of cues for the audience at home. Sit on the edge of the bench. Rule number one, sit on the edge of the bench so you don't whack your head on the bar when you lay down. It's important. Okay, slide back so that I can bring my feet back far enough. Because if I'm just here, I can't get it back far enough to get that leverage. Bring the feet back far enough, push the heels downwards. They're not going to touch the ground, but there's downwards pressure from start to finish. Sliding into position so my eyes are behind the barbell. Okay, heels down, shoulder blades back and down. From here, when I unrack, it's triceps that I'm using to unrack. I'm not using my chest to
Gotcha.
The natural instinct is to push with your chest, but that makes your shoulder blades, it takes your shoulder blades out of position, right? So triceps to unrack, right? And I maintain the scapular position, pushing the heels down from start to finish.
There you go. I like it. Yeah, for me, I know I've had trouble just with my mind-muscle connection with the unracking.
Yeah,
so
it takes you out of position.
I'm like,
so that was one of the.
Fucking keep it back.
It's not just you; it's with everyone because the instinct with the push, when that happens, the shoulder blade follows. But with the bench press, you've got this board that you're laying on, which jams your shoulders in a certain position. So if you're protracting, it's hard
to get it back.
When you lower it down to your chest, they need to be retracted. With that board that you're laying on, it'll stop that from happening. So that's why we start with them retracted.
Gotcha.
Right? Okay. Let's add some weight.
And it fails really, really quickly. I asked the dude at the gym to spot me the other day, and he's like, "Oh, dude, you're killing. You don't need me to spot this." I'm like, "No, trust me. Rep 7, you watch what happens." And then you get to rep 7, and just there's nothing there.
So get this. A lot of people say, bottom of the movement is chest, the middle is something, the top is that. All of it is related.
Yep.
The top isn't always, it can be, but it's not always lack of triceps. A lot of the times it's from being taken out of position at the bottom, that now that you're out of position, your leverage is so poor, you can't finish the movement. And then the triceps get the blame.
So I may have just protracted my...
You would have just protracted, which is exactly what happens. Every rep that gets further and further, you protract more and more and more and more. So you're more and more out of position as we get to the later reps. So there's a few solutions to this. One of them is to keep the reps low. You don't need to do 10s and 15s and 20s. A lot of people say, I'm a novice, so we need to do high reps to learn, to get more reps in. You don't want more reps of bad technique. Do less reps, get it right, and do more sets if you want to get more volume in. So every set, we're going to refine slightly. Your issue is hip tightness and upper back. So if you master this position, do it now while you're sitting here. Good. Now put your arms in front of you. Good, yeah, good. So you're maintaining this retraction. So push forward like you're doing a throw. So let these protract. Good, so that's what we want to avoid. Now bring it back, good. When you bring that back, your chest picks up because they're paired with each other. Now, I want to get you to do a wider grip now. Okay? Because now that you're retracting your scapula and arching your upper back, it's a strong position. So put this finger on the line. Yeah, perfect. So slide back, feet back. Probably too far. Good. Probably too far. Good. Heels down. Slide to me. Those heels down. Further. Good. Now, drive those heels down. Squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. I'm going to unrack so you can maintain that shoulder blade position. You focus on this, and I got the bar. Now, shoulders back and down. Good. Hold your breath. 5 reps. Hold your breath. Don't breathe. 5 reps. Heels down harder. Heels down harder. One more. Good. Okay. Right.
So you hold your breath for the entire...
Yeah, and actually before the unrack as well. So I did that now. So what happens is, and that's one of the things that I see, not just you, but yes, on you too, but wobbling on the bench every rep, right?
Yes.
So that's taking you out of position further and further. And that's because all of this is moving. So you want locked, legs locked, scaps locked, breath hold. And then it just goes, rather than...
Gotcha.
Okay, that instability is going to stop you from lifting as heavy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I feel like even when the weight is completely manageable, I pick it up and I'm like, it's getting better over the weeks, but like,
of course.
it's terrible.
It's like this. When a baby learns to walk, you don't say, you idiot, do it fucking properly. You just know that they need to get more reps in.
Yeah.
Everyone starts with an erratic bar path when they first pick up a barbell and bench with it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, bad technique. No, that's something where we say, get more reps in, just like a baby walking learns to walk better.
You've got 2 children now?
I do have 2.
How old are they?
12 and 2.
What is the 2-year-old bench?
Way less than me, that's for sure. Probably less than you as well.
Yeah, oh man, who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe the same.
Okay, I'll let you use the belt after. Okay. So I slide back so that I can get my feet far back enough. And I've said it a few times, eyes behind the bar. A lot of people use the landmark eyes in line with the bar because it's just like an arbitrary landmark, it seems about right. Yep. The objective is we want to unwrap it and not hit the uprights. But eyes in line with the bar, my eyes are here, my shoulders are there. That means I have to travel really far to get to that position.
Yep.
I don't need to. So I want to be efficient with my movement for 2 reasons. Travel less, sounds logical, but also the further back I reach, the more I'm taking my shoulders into protraction, taking them out of position, right? So we're minimizing all of that, right? So slide back, feet back, heels down, okay? Slide into position, which is eyes behind the bar, shoulder blades back and down. Now for this unwrap, I hold my breath before I start. Now I exhale, right?
And super stable. I was looking and like barely anything's moving. Like I probably could have balanced a wine glass on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's the objective.
Yeah.
Is whatever, if it's a moving joint, that's moving, everything else, still.
Yep.
That's a goal.
What are you working up to today, Ben?
My last session was I did 140 for 10s, 150 for 8s, so it's 160 for 6s today is what I'm due for, so last warm up for me.
This is still warm up.
Yeah. Look, hey, I used to be a lot stronger than this as well.
Oh no, this is terrible.
Yeah, so now my bench press at the moment is about 200 kilograms for one, and that's really hard, but that's good. I'm 100 kilos, that's a double bodyweight bencher. My best is 250 when I was strong.
Well, yeah, arm wrestlers aren't known. Like, there's a few arm wrestlers that can bench. People like Jerry Carteret's got a big bench, but then it's people like Devin Larratt. As high as a world champion arm wrestler, his top bench is 115, I think.
Really?
He did it with Eddie. 115 was his max, and yet he can be the world's best.
Isn't that funny? No, I get that. I get the specificity matters, but I still believe that if you've got the specificity thing nailed, adding strength to your entire body won't take it away.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with it. Strength is never a weakness.
Slide back, feet back, heels down, and they stay down. So I jam my shoulder blades in here.
I noticed your clearance as well. It's like you're so efficient. You went over that like 2 millimeters.
Yeah. So that's the thing as well. If you look at this bench compared to probably what you use at the gym, and most people use it, this is a competition rack. If you look at the pin heights, they're 1 inch increments. At most commercial gyms, you got 2 choices: one that's too high and one that's too low. Right? So and also the lip that it sits in. Is usually really high for safety to keep the bar in place, which means you have to push it all the way over that lip.
So
which the more you push it, the more you're going to protract and take you out of position. So that's what competition standard benchers understand, and that's what they have attended to. So that's right. The objective is to maintain this position and just clear the rack. The smallest amount of movements possible. Right? Okay, so did you do?
I haven't done this one yet.
Let's go. Okay. Slide back. Yeah, so we've widened your grip. Good. Slide back, feet back, up on the balls of the feet. Good. Heels down, slide into position. Heels down hard. Heels down. Good. Shoulder blades back. Okay, hold your breath. Hold your breath. Scapula's back and down. Scapula's back and down. You're protracting. See the shirt? It's all wrinkled on the front. Let's go. 5 reps. Heels down, heels down, heels down. Good. I should, as I was laying you down, I was thinking, fuck, I didn't get the belt. Have you ever tried one?
Yeah.
Have you ever used the belt before? No. Okay, so just put it in.
Are we fitting?
We'll see. Yep.
There we go.
Okay, so I'll get you to use that on the next set.
So
the way the belt works is to take a big breath, to fill your belly with air, push your belly into the belt, and then it's like, imagine a balloon. You feel the pressure of that balloon. Now tie a rope around the middle of it, and now feel the pressure of that balloon. It's a lot firmer. There's more pressure inside. That's called intra-abdominal pressure. So what that does is it increases the rigidity of this balloon here. So that
it takes the load off the lower back?
It can, yes. For other reasons, but yes. Sometimes it takes load off the back because now this is teaching you to push those muscles that I want on, so your abs, into the belt. So now you're using those muscles to actively stabilize your core.
I can feel straight away that it is going to help.
You're not just passively just laying there now.
Yeah. I was talking about this just the other day with literally my wife about people rushing in to help spot and the dangers of it. What is your opinion on that?
So my opinion is if you're a novice, it's probably better to stand close. If you're a novice lifter and a novice spotter, it's probably best to stand close and be more cautious. But when you kind of know what you're doing, like you kind of, you know, like more advanced people kind of know if the rep's not there, and they should, well, I don't want to say they will, but they should kind of re-rack it and not really attempt the rep that they're going to fail. For strength training, the objective is to not miss reps. Going to fail is what we see and what we think is the right way of training to get stronger and improving. But in the strongest athletes in the world are starting to learn that's doing too much.
There you go. I like it.
For an exercise like this anyway. Time and place. Okay. Fuck, I'm nervous now. Wish me luck.
Easy. So how close to failure were you then?
Maybe I could have done 8.
Okay.
I like that.
Yep.
So therefore, I chose the right number today.
Yep.
So last week I've been going up in 10 kilo increments. Week 1 was 140 for 10s. I did 10, 10, and see how I just said that? On the third set I did 12.
Yep.
Because on the first set I said I probably could have done 12. Then the next week I did 150 for 8. 8, third set I did 10. Today I did 6. If I follow the trends, 6, 6. And if it's still like, I keep asking myself that after every set, how many could I have done? I feel like I had 8. I'll ask myself that same question on the next set. And on the third set, if I'm still answering the same answer, I'll go for 8.
Yep. Nice.
There's no right and wrong, it's just how I've been doing it. Instead of going to fail on the first set and wiping all of your energy when you first start, you're better off having more quality sets, right, over the entire session than having one all-out set going to fail and fatiguing yourself for the rest of the session.
Gotcha.
Okay, which is why, you know, when people say you should go to fail, it's like, well, not necessarily.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you feel after you've gone to fail? You know what I mean? Like, and then you can't reduce quality for the rest of the session. I'm going to get my timer because I'm on my top sets. Timing the top sets is pretty important.
Yep.
So for me, I like to do about 8 minutes rest between sets like this.
8 minutes?
Yeah, warming up, it's less. Because the warm-up set, I only need a couple of reps. But that's also for me. For someone like you, maybe 5 or so minutes is enough. Because when I'm taking you to your potential at this point, go a little bit wider. No, this finger. Yep. Great. Okay, feet back, heels down, slide into position. Now we're going to get that breath hold from start to finish. Shoulders back and down, shoulders back and down, shoulders back and down, heels down. Big breath. Shoulders back and down, shoulders, stop. Chill out. Sit up. So it's just instinct. When you bench, you push, don't push.
Yeah.
Lock your elbows out. You got to keep the shoulder position, and I've got you. I'm your pecs.
Yep.
All your job is to pull your shoulders back and lock your triceps out. Allow me to guide into the position. The moment you go like this, you're doing this, your shoulder blades are off the bench, and you're out of position from the start.
Yeah.
No chance.
And so because I'm anticipating more load,
But that's exactly right. When people go heavier and heavier, they go, okay, if I did 60 kilos with that much muscle, I'm going 80 now, so I've got to use more muscle.
Yeah.
So don't do that. The objective is to do the same technique that you used on the empty bar.
Yeah.
From start to finish. Do the same thing, right? So no aggression.
Yeah.
We don't need aggression. We need control. Right?
Okay.
Cool. So your job, I'll be your pecs. I'll take that weight. Good.
Heels down hard. Okay, no heavy pushing. Breathing. Shoulders back and down. Big breath. Shoulders back and down. Heels down. Okay, lower to your chest. Heels down. Lower on your chest. Hit here. 2, good. 3. Just one more will do. Good. Okay, so.
Yeah, it's challenging to, definitely for me the biggest challenge is keeping that back. And
it's counterintuitive because when you push, punch, throw, that's not how it works. Push, punch, throw, the shoulder blade moves with the arm.
It comes with it, yeah.
But we don't have any boards jamming our shoulder blades out of position when we do those actions.
Yep.
So don't think of it as functional movement. It's a bench press. It's not functional. It's a tool that we use to train, right? So we've got to unlearn what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Right? It takes coordination, but it'll come. I'll tell you what I teach people to do is go home and dream about it. Is do this. Shoulder blades back and down. You do it now. Shoulder blades back and down, arms in front. Now you're very here. Yeah, you want, so your shoulder blades backing up. You want backing down, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now keep that position and just do that. You don't need to use your pecs right now. You're just locking your elbows out.
Yeah.
See your shoulders are back. No, it's good.
Okay.
That's what you have to do on the bench. But what happens is you feel the heavy weight in your hands and you start going, oh.
Yeah, I gotta walk around the house doing this.
Totally.
When I was a kid, I used to play tennis. I used to walk down the street with my mum. She'd be in the bank or something, and I'd be going.
What's that? Tennis? Yeah, right. You're serving. Yeah, right.
Without my arms, I'm sitting there.
How funny. Yeah.
People look at me, but I've always been a big person on dreaming. Like when I arm wrestle,
Totally.
I become the person I'm studying. I'm like, why the hell does Evgeny Prudnik do this? So I'm all for the visualization and the practice.
Well, I see that about both here. When I was sitting with these guys at breakfast this morning, and they're both, as they're talking to me, they're doing the amount of times they just do this when they talk to you.
Yeah.
Do you notice that you do that?
I know. I don't even know.
That's how they talk to you.
What's this weight?
160. It's disheartening because when I was, training for powerlifting competition, I wouldn't touch 160. There's no need for 160. It's easy. But now it's very hard. But that's okay. That's how it goes. I definitely felt that was harder than the first set.
Yeah.
The third set, I'm going to go for 6 again. I'm not going to do
You're
that.
not going to do that.
I don't think I'll be able to. I think it'll do me.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
I felt like you could see you paused longer on the last one. Is that
For a couple of reasons. One is because in powerlifting competition, you got to pause.
Mm-hmm.
So something I do a lot of with touch and go reps is I at least pause the last one just to keep that.
to keep in touch with that habit?
Yep.
Yeah, gotcha.
For the belt to work, you have to be holding your breath and pushing your belly into it. Okay? The next thing I want you to do is you're lowering that weight too high on your chest. Sorry. Let's go this one here. Yep. Good. Okay, watch me. You're hitting here. The higher on your chest you hit, the more your elbows flare. I want them tucked, so I was telling him to stop tucking him so much. But for you, I tell you to tuck because you're here. So the way I tell you to tuck is to hit lower on your chest.
Yep.
Aim for kind of just mid-sternum-ish. Everyone's different with that point, but for you, that's where I see is probably just about right. Okay, so good. Slide back, feet back, up on the balls of the feet. Push those heels down. Okay, slide into position. Okay, heels down hard, shoulder blades back even harder. Remember, I've got the weight, don't do anything different. Big breath, shoulder blades back, shoulder blades back, shoulder blades back. Hold it, good. Lower it to your sternum and drive, good. Just one more. Nice. Good.
That felt better with the belt.
That was stable, man.
Yeah.
That was stable. Sweet. Okay, 2 reps. Feet back, feet back. Very good. Heels down, slide into position. Breathing, 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 breathing. Shoulder blades back and down. Slide further, slide further. Shoulder blades back and down. Squeeze them together, squeeze them together. Heels down. Okay, big breath. Shoulder blades back and down, shoulder blades back and down, shoulder blades, heels down harder, heels down harder. Let's go. Control it down. One more. Control it down. Good. Yeah. Yeah, man. I can see that that's heavier, but you look like you could have done 5 on that.
Yeah, I felt fine.
Okay.
One thing that I did do differently then that I'm not sure I was right, I was just worried, like, is this going to cause instability? With my feet, I was
Too far back.
I was on my tippy toes.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is bad for the stability.
Yep.
Here's the thing, it's bad for the stability. It's kind of good because it forces you to arch a little bit more, but we want to avoid that.
Yeah.
I want you planted. So you're only planting the balls of your feet,
Yeah.
but I do want that planted. Sometimes I get there and I'm like, ah, fuck, I'm on the balls of my feet. But if I can stay still, it's still okay because I can maintain that arch really nicely. But for the next set, bring it forward a touch.
Okay, gotcha.
That was, yeah, that's good that you're in touch with that.
Yep.
Good observation.
Yep. I felt it straight away. I'm like, this is something different. Let's see. I was like, you haven't said anything, so let's see how it goes.
I'm very picky with
Yeah.
how often I stop you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of the times, like I do want to stop you in your tracks, but it's like I'm going to do that 10 times. It's paralysis by analysis. Do you know what I mean? Some things are fine. You know what I mean?
You shake it and it sifts down to the...
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
That one looked more solid than the last one.
Yeah. I was thinking about exactly what you said with the toe position. I was like, fuck, don't do that now. It was more solid, and I did come in with more aggression as well.
Yep.
Controlled aggression.
Yep.
Not like back slap aggression.
Yep.
I don't like that for a bench press. It's very technical. So the more aggressive you get, the more detrimental it is to the technique.
And I've felt that in arm wrestling too. Like I've been through seasons where I've tried mega hype up, and now I'm in a season where I'm like mega calm.
Yeah.
And mega calm is better in arm wrestling. So interesting.
But for different people.
Yeah. Well,
Some people I'm sure are psychos when they come in and
Yeah. The big one-drip push car style, just out of the gates.
but it might work for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. There's no difference between that and the set before.
Yeah.
Don't treat it differently.
That's what I'm mentally.
I know.
As you were talking, I was
round
already starting
number.
to think that I'm like, just don't worry about it. Just do the shit that he said to do.
Yeah, exactly. So if you notice, we did a smaller incremental increase for a reason.
So it shouldn't feel.
So it won't shock you.
Yeah.
Right? So you've just done that, and you could have done it for 5.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, like objectively, your strength levels can do 2 and more. But now you've got to put it into practice.
Not too far back.
So don't do anything different, okay? You're not too far back, that's good. Heels down, heels down, heels down. Let's get this perfect. Slide down a bit more, slide a bit more. Bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more. Otherwise you're playing in the back. Good, good, good. Now heels down hard, heels down hard. Now, you get the shoulder blades, you get the shoulder blades. Good. Okay, keep them there. I got the weight, okay? Get the hands perfect. Get the hands perfect, take your time. Big breath. Shoulder blades back, shoulder blades back, shoulder blades back, shoulder blades back. No.
Contracted straight away on this side.
Yeah, because you did the aggression thing, right? Sit up.
Yeah.
You did the aggression thing. You did the, I fucking got this
And
motherfucker.
I knew it straight away. I said, no, I'm like, what the hell?
Okay? And then the next thing you did is you said, yep,
Yeah.
I know when you've got it.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
But
I
what you did
I
like-
actually said no.
Ah, did you? Sorry.
I said no because I felt
My
my
bad.
breath come forward.
My bad.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, yeah, I got it now. And it's like, no, you don't. You just breathed out. Okay, so
Yeah.
no talking. Those are the things like right now that it's at the top set,
Those small things I won't accept.
Yep.
Okay, we've got to get this one right, okay?
Yep.
So, take your time, no aggression to get this off. I promise you, I've got this weight.
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna do your pecs. Okay, watch me here. See how I'm standing here? I'm not using muscles, I'm stacked. I'm resting on my joints.
Yeah.
That's how I want you to be when you hold this weight in your hands. You're stacked, the weight is going through your hands, through your locked elbow joint, through your shoulder blade on the bench. You're just like I'm standing here, I'm not holding 100 kilograms, I'm stacked. I'm using no energy. You gotta do the same thing. Don't force it off. Okay, let me just roll it into position. Good. Take your time, take your time. No psych up. Take your time, go further. More. Bit more, one more. Good. Now, get those heels down hard. Good now. Shoulder blades back and down. Good, big breath. Shoulder blades back and down, shoulder blades back and down. Hold. Let's go. Heels down here, hard. Good, and again. Heels down hard. And again, one more. Let's go. Heels down hard. Fucking. Could have gone more.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Man. Okay. It's just a head game.
First time I've ever multiple reps.
Yeah.
Happy days.
It's just a head game.
Yeah.
Right?
Relaxing, like you said, was a big factor then. And honestly, it didn't feel heavy. It didn't feel heavy.
Yeah.
It just, like it didn't shock me, like you said. So
Yeah.
it's just yeah.
So now it's about like learning the head game, right? So it's like, don't look at that as 100, oh that's the number. You do the maths now. So yeah, do the numbers, but objectively do the numbers. Calculate, I've done 3 on 100, therefore I should be able to do, 2 on, 104, and 1 on 108. Like, you should be able to do kind of 110-ish.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's how I do it. It's like, there's a spectrum with the rep ranges and all of these, and I don't look at a weight that I haven't done and think, I haven't done it, so therefore I can't do it. I look at it as though like, oh, I've done 10 reps on this weight and 5 reps on the next and so on. It's just a number.
Yep.
Heels down hard, slide, heels down hard, slide further. Lean your feet forward a little bit. Slide further, just a little bit. Bit more. Good. Okay, heels down hard. Shoulder blades. Let's go. Heels down, shoulder blades. Good. Lower on your chest. 2. You got it. Heels down hard. 3. One more. Heels down hard. Lock it out. Yeah! Nice work.
Cramping in my hip flexors.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, see, that's not lockout strength. That's, you're going further and further out of position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
My right arm was lagging. Was stronger.
Yeah, because it's not strength, it's technique.
Okay.
Right? Sometimes this is the issue. This is what happened with you. The right arm wanted to do everything.
Yeah.
So you're getting further out of position with your right arm.
Gotcha.
Right? Position wins.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you got 4 reps on a weight that you've never done 2 on.
Easy.
All right, just took the boys through their paces on a bench press session. Ryan's previous best before this was, of course he doesn't bench press, so don't make any judgment or anything like this. His previous best was...
your ass in about that.
he will. His best was 100 kilograms. He attempted 2 reps and missed the second rep. We didn't make him stronger, we just positioned his body a little bit better, and he was able to get 4 reps on it today. So it just goes to show the value of understanding proper lifting technique, and technique does matter. These guys are arm wrestlers, so it's a type of athlete that I've never worked with before, so I'm very lucky to have these guys. So stay tuned for hopefully a lot more progression videos with these guys. Obviously there's a big imbalance. These guys use their right arms because apparently in arm wrestling no one cares about the left.
Seriously, I banned it from my YouTube channel, legit.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know to make judgment. I mean, they've got that in powerlifting. Everyone hates arch benching, they hate sumo deadlifts.
Yeah.
So I guess there has to be a thing in arm wrestling. But the challenge for me is these guys have big imbalances. They're very right hand dominant and they don't spend a lot of time strengthening the left arm. So my job isn't to teach them how to arm wrestle. My job is to teach their bodies to be strong so that they can continue arm wrestling for as long as possible, potentially injury free. But anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video, guys.